Hello students, in this video let us understand how the combination of capacitors is done and how can we increase or decrease the capacitance of capacitors by connecting them in series or parallel. For the first thing, let us see the expression for equivalent capacitance of two capacitors in series. So as you can see in the diagram, we have two capacitors here, C1 and C2. Then let we apply a potential difference of V across them. So in between the point A and B, we are applying the potential difference of V. The potential across the first capacitor is V1 and the second capacitor is V2. So that the total potential across the combination now can be written as V is equal to V1 plus V2. Let me call this as equation number 1. For the series combination of capacitors, the charge on each capacitor remains same. So that we can write C1 is equal to Q by V1, and also this equation implies V1 is equal to Q by C1. So we know that capacitance is equal to charge divided by potential. So that charge on capacitor is Q, charge on each capacitor is Q, therefore this is Q by V1. So we get V1 is equal to Q by C1, then C2 is equal to Q by V2, or we can write V2 as Q divided by C2. So now we got the values of V1 and V2 now. Now let us substitute the values of V1 and V2 in the first equation. What we get is V is equal to Q by C1 plus Q by C2. Take Q common so that we get this equation 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Now let us call this equation as equation number 2. Now, very importantly, we have to replace the two capacitors by a single equivalent capacitor. An equivalent capacitor is the one which gives the same effect as the combination of two or more capacitors. So here we have connected the two capacitors in series. Now we have to make this as a single capacitor. See, replacing two capacitors by a single equivalent capacitor of capacitance Cs, which stores a charge Q across the same potential difference V. So that for this equivalent capacitor, we can write the capacitance as Q by V, because it is storing the same charge Q across the same potential of V. So if I rearrange this equation, we get Q is equal to Cs into V, and if I substitute the value of Q in this equation, we get Cs into V, so that V and V gets cancelled, and if I take the Cs to the denominator, we get 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. If I write this equation in another form, Cs will be equal to C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. So this is the equation for the equivalent capacitance of two capacitors connected in series. Now for n number of capacitors, if I have n number of capacitors, they are all connected in series, then what happens to the effective capacitance? If you look at the equation is 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 etc. up to 1 by Cn. So if all the capacitors are having the same value, that is for identical capacitors, for n identical capacitors in series, we get Cs is equal to 1 by n times C. This is the expression for. So up to this you have to write in your examination. In the examination, the question will be like this: derive an expression for equivalent capacitance of two capacitors connected in series, and you have to write up to this one.
Now let us derive an expression for equivalent capacitance of capacitors in parallel. So you can see in the diagram the two capacitors with values of capacitances C1 and C2 which are connected in parallel. So this combination is called parallel combination. Now when the capacitors are connected in parallel, the potential across each capacitor remains same, or it will be constant. So that potential across this capacitor is V and this capacitor is also V. But what happens is the charge stored by capacitors will be different. So C1 is the capacitance of a capacitor which stores the charge of Q1, and C2 capacitor is storing the charge of Q2. Now we can write the total charge on this system as Q1 plus Q2, but Q1 can be written as capacitance into potential. Charge is equal to capacitance into potential. So that Q1 is equal to C1 into V and Q2 is equal to C2 into V. So that if I substitute the values of Q1 and Q2 in this equation, we get C1V plus C2V. Now take V as common, we get C1 plus C2 into V. Take this V to the left hand side so that we get Q by V, which is equal to C1 plus C2. Now let us call this equation as equation number 1. Now in the same way as we done in the series connection, what we have to do is we have to replace the two capacitors by a single capacitor of equivalent capacitance Cp. Now replacing these two capacitors by a single capacitor Cp, which stores the charge Q across the same potential difference of V. Now if the charge Q is equal to Cp into V, for this capacitor the charge is equal to Cp into V. Now by equation 2 and 1 we can substitute the value of Q here in this Q. So Q will be Cp into V, so that Cp by V is equal to C1 plus C2. Now cancel V and V here, so we get Cp is equal to C1 plus C2. So this is the equivalent capacitance of two capacitors connected in parallel. Now if you look at for n number of capacitors, if n number of capacitors are connected in parallel, then the effective capacitance becomes C1 plus C2 plus C3 etc. up to Cn. So for n number of identical capacitors, if the values of capacitances of all the capacitors are same, we get C plus C plus C up to n number of C. So that we get Cp is equal to n times C. So in series combination of capacitors, the effective capacitance is Cs is equal to C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. In parallel combination of capacitors, the effective capacitance becomes Cp is equal to C1 plus C2, which means in order to increase the capacitance by using two capacitors, we have to go for the parallel combination because Cp will be equal to C1 plus C2. In order to decrease the capacitance, we have to go for a series combination. In the series combination, what happens is the effective capacitance will be lesser than the individual capacitors. This is about capacitors which are in combined.